Hey, all, meteorologist Erica Lopez. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We have an active evening all across Missouri. We have several tornado warnings in place. This is why we're going live. If you have family, friends that are currently in Missouri, these tornado warnings in particular are particularly dangerous situations, which means there are confirmed tornadoes on the ground right now. So let's give you an update on what's going on radar, on the MyRadar app. And I put on the layer of exactly just close to St. Louis radar, and that's showing us, you can see all these red boxes on your screen. Those are all the tornado warnings that are in place right now. So let's walk you through. I'm going to turn on the velocity layer just so you can see exactly where the rotation is. And rotation right now is very well defined. We're going to zoom in. This is just south of St. Louis, Missouri in these areas. So if I take a look at these several warnings, all those yellow, or I should say red shaded areas combining with those green like colors, those are all areas of rotation. So several of them already showing up on radar, but let's walk you through these several tornado warnings that we're watching right now. This first one, this tornado warning, this is for southwestern Clinton County in south central Illinois, Washington County in south central Illinois as well, Randolph County in Illinois, and St. Clair County also in Illinois. This is until 9:45 Central Daylight Time. Right now, no confirmed tornadoes with this particular storm, so nothing to note. But if you are in this area, seek shelter now. The other areas that we're watching as well with tornado warnings, and these are particularly very close to areas that have already seen confirmed tornadoes so far this evening. And with the daylight being pretty much gone, this is what makes this situation pretty dangerous as we speak. So of course, the tornado warning remains in effect until 9:15 Central Daylight Time for south central Randolph County and eastern central St. Genevieve counties. And this is in Missouri this evening. So another tornado warning we're watching. This one actually has an area of rotation that's coming into it over the next coming minutes. And this goes until 10 o'clock this evening. And this is a particularly dangerous situation. So that means you will see some sort of tornado as it is confirmed as of 9:02 Central Daylight Time. It was located over Junction City, over Fredericksburg, and it's moving at 35 miles per hour. Again, this is that tornado warning that's coming close to Perryville this evening. And if you're in this situation, of course, always seek shelter, seek the lowest ground level of your area or anything that is surrounded by walls. We're going to take a look at this tornado warning that's also particularly dangerous. That's right over Fredericksburg. And if you take a look at what's going on radar, so I'm going to zoom in there. This is exactly close to Fredericksburg and Junction City. There's an area of rotation over this region, and right now this did confirm there was a confirmed tornado with this at 9:04 this evening. This is a particularly dangerous situation. This goes until 9:15 this evening for north central Madison, south central Francis counties, and southeastern Missouri in this area and counties. So of course, if you're in this area, this is where we're seeing that area of rotation. And then if you take a look to the south, this tornado warning just outside of Annapolis, Missouri, this actually has an area of rotation. It has another area right behind it. This is an active evening, of course. This is ongoing. This is at the moment right now. And this goes until later on this evening. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Annapolis. It's moving at 35 miles per hour. And if anything were to form, it looks like something is starting to spin there. This is why we're watching these areas. So of course, this is for parts of Missouri. This line will eventually move into parts of Kentucky later on this evening. Tornado watches are already in place. That's where you're seeing all of this yellow on your screen right now. That's where those tornado watches. That means the ingredients are there for any sort of tornadoes, but nothing confirmed. And these tornado warnings means seek shelter now. There is a possibility of tornadoes on the ground now, or something is going to occur with these storm systems with these ingredients. So of course, we're watching these tornado warnings over Fredericksburg, Junction City, Missouri this evening, and over Annapolis, Missouri. These are really the cities. If you have any family or friends around this area, warn them of these conditions. They're probably already hearing sirens over this area, but this is why you should always have your alerts on, especially this late at night. And you can't really see much with pretty much no daylight in these areas. So definitely something to be aware of. I just wanted to come on here and let's talk about what's going on out there in Missouri. But let's take a look at the future forecast, as we're getting ready for these storms to move into parts of Kentucky and maybe even parts of Illinois, these areas are actually under tornado watches for the rest of the evening. So timing this out right now, St. Louis, you're getting the brunt of the storm with those several tornado warnings, and you're seeing that pop up on that future radar. And as we progress throughout the rest of the day, we're going to see, or the evening, we're going to see more of those storms in lines, in form of a line. So that means any of these storms could spin up later on this evening. And really, this is the time frame where you need to be paying attention to these storms if you're anywhere from Missouri to Kentucky, because this is prime time for these storms to form. And then eventually, as we get into the overnight hours, areas from even Indiana to parts of Kentucky, stretching all the way down into parts of Arkansas, you're going to be up to some rumbles of thunder. And then eventually this area will push to the east and the northeast. You're going to get in on this severe weather threat. But let's go back to our radar and show you what is going on with these storms. I'm going to turn on the regular radar right there. And we're still seeing these ongoing tornado warnings. Looks like we did have a newly issued tornado warning, and this is for southwestern Randolph County and southwestern Illinois. This until 10 o'clock Central Daylight Time. This is a PDS tornado warning. That means a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located over St. Mary, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So these are ongoing storms right now. And yeah, pretty much a dangerous situation in those areas. I'm going to toggle on the velocity because this was a newly issued tornado warning just moments ago. And I'm not seeing very much. Okay, there goes their velocity. So yeah, if you're anywhere from Chester to Steelville, this is where you're going to see that storm move over that area. So zooming in, so this is actually, for perspective, this is Missouri, and it's moving into parts of Illinois. So Chester, you're right on that border. You're seeing rotation. That rotation is going to move over you here within the next couple of minutes, and then eventually move into areas of Steveville and Percy, Illinois. And so this is one that is confirmed right now, particularly dangerous situation, a confirmed tornado on the ground from Chester. You're going to get in on this, and then Steveville and Percy counties. And then the one to the south, you're also going to see an area of rotation that's going to move over your area. And this one also goes until 10 p.m. This is another confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado that was located over Junction City near Frederickstown, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. This also goes until 10 p.m. So that's already two areas of confirmed tornadoes on the ground right now. This is what makes it a particularly dangerous situation. So take cover if you're anywhere in these areas. And looks like we are seeing some of these overlapping tornado warnings as they are extending these warnings with the areas of rotation that are moving over these areas. So this tornado warning that was extended until 10 o'clock p.m. includes southeastern Iron County in southeastern Missouri, Madison County in southeastern Missouri as well. And of course, nothing is confirmed with this. We are seeing an area of rotation, but with this area of rotation, it is possible that we may get a tornado. So we're watching this very closely. Nothing confirmed if you're anywhere in southeastern Iron County and Madison County in southeastern Missouri, but definitely an area to watch as we're seeing multiple areas of rotation with this storm. So again, the ones that have confirmed tornadoes are the storms that are moving over Chester, Missouri, and going into parts of Illinois. Chester, Missouri, right on that border of Missouri and Illinois. And then Perryville, you're seeing an area of rotation. And so it looks like, let's see, let's give you an update on what's going on in these areas. And so other areas, so not only are we seeing those tornado warnings, we're also seeing several severe thunderstorm warnings in and around Missouri this evening. And then these tornado watches also extend into parts of southeastern Oklahoma and northwestern Arkansas. So we're going to keep watching these conditions for you. If you're just now tuning in, I'm just giving you an update on what's going on the ongoing severe weather threat. Two, at least as of right now, confirmed tornadoes on the ground if you are anywhere in Missouri, coming into the state of Illinois as we're right on that border. This is also south of the St. Louis area. Okay, so I want to show you a video from earlier today. This is one of those storm reports we saw, and particularly in Palo, Missouri. If you take a look at this video, at first, he's not really showing exactly where the tornado, but as he moves his camera, there was a brief instance where this funnel cloud actually touched the ground, and then you could just see it in form of a funnel. So this is the scene that we've been seeing all across Missouri over the past couple of hours, and this is definitely the situation we're seeing now. Of course, as daylight comes over these areas, we're going to see what kind of damage these tornadoes are leaving behind these areas. But if you have family members, when you see images like this, always take shelter, seek shelter. If you hear those tornado sirens outside, get into your safe zone. And of course, as you ride out the storm, make sure you have your alerts on your phone. Power outages are also possible with these kinds of storm systems. So we're going to take a look back at the MyRadar app, Damien, and just give you a quick update on what's going on with these storms as they are moving at 35 miles per hour. So with these particular dangerous situation storms, definitely one that we're going to keep a close eye on for you as we get into the next coming hours. So it looks like that area of rotation, Chester, you're going to get in on this at least within the next 5 to 10 minutes. And we're seeing these areas of rotation over Chester, Missouri. Of course, this tornado warning until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So you still got another at least 40 minutes in this tornado warning. This is a confirmed tornado located over St. Mary, and this is moving at 35 miles per hour. And this is also, you can see it on radar. Perryville, you're also under this particularly dangerous situation tornado warning. Of course, this goes until 10 p.m. as well. So over the next 40 minutes, stay in your shelter areas if you're in these areas. And a dangerous confirmed tornado over Junction City and near Fredericksburg, moving at 35 miles per hour. So this is going to track to the east, like I mentioned. So areas to the east will get in on this severe weather. I'm going to turn on the general radar so you can see how active this evening, not only with the tornado warnings, but also severe thunderstorm warnings in front of this cold front that's actually pushing through parts of the Central Plains right now. And you're seeing several severe thunderstorm warnings in place, and these specifically for northwestern Shannon County in south central Missouri, Texas County in south central Missouri as well until 9:45. And this is just with 60-mile-per-hour winds possible with this, and maybe even damage to roofs and trees down. So this is why we say always charge your phones during these types of events, because you may get power outages and you need your phone for those alerts if anything like for example, these tornado warnings were to go off in the middle of the night. But all of this active weather extends all the way into parts of eastern Oklahoma, and you can see that line of storms. We actually do have a severe thunderstorm warning in parts of Arkansas this evening, zooming into those areas, and this is just the tail end of that front, and this is for southwestern Logan County in western Arkansas, northeastern Scott County in western Arkansas. This is until 10 p.m. this evening. They're moving at 35 miles per hour with 60-mile-per-hour winds possible. And this is all in the area that we saw with that enhanced risk of severe weather that's continuing into the rest of the night. So I'm going to try to see and post this storm chaser feed from Chris Connolly. This is from our storm media group, and doesn't look like we're seeing anything on that video. Yeah, so pretty dark there, but we'll see. I'll check back on that to see. He's on this tornado warning that's just north of those particularly dangerous tornado warnings. This one just has an area of rotation, nothing confirmed with this tornado warning that's north. And I'll zoom into this area. So this is for counties in Illinois from Clinton County, Randolph County, and St. Clair County. Nothing confirmed on your radar, but you are seeing rotation in there, and so possibly tornado formation with all the ingredients there. But the ones we're really watching are the ones just south of this with particularly dangerous situations, tornado warning in these areas, because we have 2 confirmed large tornadoes on the ground, and we're going to keep watching this for you. So let me get the latest update on what's going on with these warnings. And we're still seeing the same reports, observed tornadoes, extreme and large tornadoes on the ground in Missouri right now. So let's take a look at the Futurecast Radar. Damien, if you can pull up the graphics, because I do want to time it out for the rest of the evening. If you're just tuning in, we're tracking these several tornado warnings in place right now in Missouri. and giving you the forecast. So maybe you're in areas like Kentucky, Illinois, you're not seeing very much activity right now. But as we progress into the evening, so right now it's about 9 Central Daylight Time. So the time frame that you need to be paying attention to is from now to about the overnight hours, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. This is going to be an ongoing threat of severe weather. So timing it out for you, maybe you're in parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, Nashville, not seeing very much activity. But as we get and progress into the later portion of the evening, you're going to see that line eventually move into parts of southern Missouri, northwestern Arkansas. And really, if you're anywhere in Kentucky to Tennessee, you're going to see this line of storms moving around 3 to 4 a.m. So this is an overnight threat for you guys. Be ready for gusty winds, a lot of lightning, and maybe some quick spin ups in there. So you may get some tornado warnings with this storm. Make sure you have your alerts on your phone and to keep up to date with what's going on there. And then eventually, really by early morning, it'll be out of this area, but then it'll eventually track into the northeast. So this is why we're keeping track of this for you, but giving you a quick recap of what has already happened in parts of the plains. You're seeing all of these tornado reports right now, and these are all the ones from today. So a pretty active scene. This is pretty much a tornado outbreak that's going on across Missouri. And this is in an area that was under an enhanced risk of severe weather. And so these areas are seeing all of this activity right now. But let's take it back to the radar and show you what's going on. We're still seeing all of these tornado warnings. I'm not seeing any newly issued ones, so these are the ones that we've been tracking, but something definitely to keep in mind over the next coming minutes and hours, because this will track into parts of the east. So I'm going to try to pull this chaser feed and see if we can see anything on that. Looks like we're not seeing anything, but let's give you an update on what's going on with these warnings. And I'm going to turn on this per station radar. Let's turn on the St. Louis radar so I can show you the velocity and seeing how this has progressed. So you're seeing a very well defined area of velocity. This is the tornado warning that's close to Perryville, Missouri this evening. So if you're anywhere in western Perry County, this is really where that tornado warning is. This is where we're seeing as of 9:18 this evening, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located over Wamak, at least 11 miles west of Perryville. This storm is moving at 50 miles per hour. So this is racing over these areas. This is a confirmed tornado, and you're definitely seeing that on velocity. This is going to move into those areas within the next coming minutes. If you have family members that are in this area, make sure they have their alerts on. Seek shelter if you're in this area. Seek the lowest possible ground that you can, and put as many walls in between you and your household. Again, this is a tornado warning in effect now for Perry County in Missouri, going over Perryville. This is a large and dangerous, extremely dangerous tornado that's on the ground right now. This is a particularly dangerous situation, and giving you an update on what's going on for this tornado warning that's in parts of Iron County and Madison County. We're seeing an area of rotation there, as you're seeing on the radar. If you can note those red and green areas, that's where we're seeing the rotation. And so this tornado warning, Iron County, Madison County, until 10 p.m. Nothing confirmed with this one yet, but this severe thunderstorm does have the capability of forming tornadoes because of this rotation. This is what worries me about the storm. If you're not in a shelter area, you need to seek shelter. If you're anywhere in these counties from Iron County, in southeastern Missouri and Madison County. So really the storm, I'm watching two particular areas, especially for Missouri, as the storm system is moving into parts of Illinois. So Randolph County in southwestern Illinois, that's the one that has a confirmed tornado, extremely dangerous tornado that was located over St. Mary, and it's moving at 35 miles per hour. You could definitely see it on velocity there, and even across Perryville. So that's two areas that have particularly dangerous situation tornado warnings on them as we speak. So keep those in mind. I'm gonna turn on this to see if we're seeing anything on the radar or in terms of debris ball signatures. Doesn't look like. Earlier today, there was an extremely large, extremely dangerous situation over Junction City, Missouri, and I did see an indication of a debris ball signature over those areas, but doesn't look like we're seeing that now with these two particular tornado warnings. Again, if you're from Perryville, in Chester, and this is in Missouri heading into Illinois, these are the areas that are under tornado warnings as we speak. Let me check in on this chaser feed. Doesn't look like we have anything. And now we have several severe thunderstorm warnings in place in parts of southwestern Missouri as well. So Ozark County, Shannon County, Howell County, and western Oregon County in Missouri, and these go until 10:15. So pretty active overall situation in Missouri in these areas. And so a few of you are asking about the situation that's going on in California. There is also active weather out there as well. So not only are we seeing active weather across the plains, but look at all this rain that's coming into parts of Northern California as we speak. We've seen reports of floods, down trees, mudslides was a big issue. There was even evacuation orders in Santa Cruz County. So now I'm shifting, giving you a quick update on what's going out on the west if you're tuning in. A lot of rain coming into those areas, and you're seeing all of these warnings still in place, winter storm warnings in effect for the Sierras, and this goes until this evening into tomorrow at about 6,000 feet. So anywhere on those areas, they're going to receive a lot of snow with the storm system, but in particular, I did see a report of an 80-mile-per-hour wind gust on some of the mountainous areas in the Santa Cruz County area. So these are the areas that we're going to be watching as well. Just a quick update on what's going on out west, because not only are we seeing the severe weather in the Central Plains, but also an active scene across the West Coast. So let's go back to the Central Plains, and you're seeing, so this is a zoomed out view. You're seeing all of that activity across Missouri heading into Illinois. And let's give you an update on what this tornado watch. So this tornado watch in central Illinois includes 27 counties. This is until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time. If you're anywhere in central Illinois in these yellow shaded areas, this is where we're going to see possibility of tornadoes, which is why we have a tornado watch. It doesn't mean you're under a warning. We're not seeing any active tornadoes right now in central Illinois, but we do have the probability and the chances of that at least until 1 a.m. this evening. So something to be aware of over the next coming hours as we are watching these areas as well. And this also extends into parts of southern Missouri. So far right now we have about 4 tornado warnings in place. And these areas are seeing confirmed tornadoes on the ground. So I'm going to read this for a little bit and make sure that I have the most accurate information for y'all if you're tuning in from Missouri or elsewhere around the county. Some of you are seeing, yeah, it's pretty nasty out there right now. Pretty rough evening. Let's see. And somebody's asking, are there any Pds tornadoes on the ground at the moment? At the moment, we have 2 on the ground, according to the NWS. Tornado warnings for Perryville, and you're seeing tornado warnings in Chester coming into Steelville in Illinois. And these are still particularly dangerous situations. Both of these warnings go until 10 o'clock this evening. And we're seeing several reports of tornadoes coming in from these areas. So it looks like south of St. Mary, possibly severe thunderstorms in Madison, Missouri. This goes until 10 o'clock. Looks like, let's see. So yeah, confirmed destructive tornado was located over Bremen, moving at 40 miles per hour. So it looks like that tornado in particular did slow down. And this is that area that we were watching over southeastern Randolph County and southwestern Illinois County until 10 p.m. So it looks like that's the latest update with this storm system. Again, a confirmed large and destructive tornado was located over Bremen, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So this is an ongoing situation. If you're tuning in to us right now, that's what we're seeing currently on radar. And let's see, all heavy rain as well is in association with this as these storm systems move through these areas. Just be aware of those conditions. But if you do get a tornado warning alert on your phone, make sure you're seeking shelter. These storms are pretty powerful as they're moving over parts of southwestern Missouri and into Illinois this evening. Damien, let's pull up that footage from earlier today, just to give perspective on anybody who's tuning in into these live streams and maybe wondering what it looked like earlier. So not only are we seeing this this severe weather outbreak out in southwestern Missouri, we did see it earlier in parts of northwestern Missouri. And so this he recorded this video in there in Missouri, so northwestern Missouri. And if you take a look, you're seeing that slight funnel cloud there in the distance, and you can see an area of rotation there. So earlier in that video, it did look like it did make a brief touchdown over this area, but overall that funnel cloud was out in the distance and then eventually dissipated over some of these areas. So this is just one of the several tornado reports we have seen all across northwestern Missouri. And let's give you an update on some new reports that are coming in now on the graphic system, Damien. And you're seeing several tornado areas there on our graphic system. So all of the tornado reports across northwestern Michigan, and now the ones that we are tracking at this moment, looks like at least 3 reports coming in for parts of southwestern or southeastern Missouri this evening. There's also one, looks like, recorded in parts of Oklahoma earlier today as we were tracking severe weather in those particular regions. So yeah, pulling up the graphic system there, you can see it on your screen, those yellow or those red areas. That's where we're seeing storm reports so far over the past coming hours. This is 48 hours. But yeah, this is from tonight and heading into the next couple of hours. This may be a similar scene that we're going to see over these areas. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick look at what's going on the MyRadar app. I'm going to turn on that per station radar, and then we're going to take a look at those velocity signatures that we're seeing over these areas. So it looks like the velocity signatures aren't as well defined as I was seeing earlier, but a lot of them are still, you're still seeing a lot of area of rotations over, you're seeing it in Madison County, southeastern Missouri. Nothing confirmed there, but you're still seeing that velocity signature. So stay sheltered in your areas if you're in these regions. Perryville, there was a confirmed tornado over this area, but looks like the velocity isn't as well defined as earlier, which is some good news. It may be weakening a little bit, but doesn't mean it can't spin up once again. Of course, this was a confirmed tornado earlier this evening, 11 miles west of Perryville, and this storm system was moving pretty fast over this area. And then in Chester, going into Illinois, we're still seeing a Pds Tornado Warning and a confirmed large tornado earlier this evening. So it looks like they're updating these tornado warnings as I speak. Let's see. So the one over Perryville looks like it's just a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. So it doesn't look like there's anything on the ground as of right now. So that's some good news. That's what I was saying with that velocity. Looks like it has weakened. So nothing on the ground in Perryville if you're there. For Perry County, Missouri, just a tornado warning, radar indicated right now, and it's moving east at 40 miles per hour. And the one for St. Clair, Illinois, looks like we just have as well a radar indicated tornado warning. But we may see straight line winds with this particular warning. So it's this one that's up here that's going into parts of Illinois as we speak. St. Clair, Illinois, that was earlier area of a confirmed tornado, but right now it's just radar indicated tornado warning until 10:15 Central Daylight Time. This is capable of producing tornadoes. So just because it's not on the ground doesn't mean it can't spin up. This is an area that if you're in Perryville, Illinois, St. Mary, make sure that you're seeking shelter. Extensive straight line wind damage is what the NWS office is highlighting here. This is near Bealville, moving at 50 miles per hour right now. So right now looks like, which is some good news, these two areas that had confirmed tornadoes on the ground Looks like they're just radar indicated right now. So the tornado, at least on the ground, is not imminent right now, but these are still areas that we need to watch, because earlier they did produce those large dangerous tornadoes, but looks like these are just radar indicated tornado warnings as we speak. And they're issuing a newly severe thunderstorm warning, which looks like these areas of rotation have weakened over these areas. And this goes until 10:13 this evening. This is for northeastern Bellinger County in Missouri, Perry County, and Cape County in southwestern Missouri until 10:30. So it looks like they're just highlighting it. Tornadoes are possible with this storm. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail possible with this particular storm system. So that's some good news, indicating that doesn't look like the area of rotation isn't as strong as earlier. And so this tornado warning, they're going to allow it to expire, and they have replaced it with this severe thunderstorm warning for these areas. So right now we have about 4 tornado warnings, and then right behind these tornado warnings, flash flood warnings, as these storm systems are producing heavy rain over these regions. So let's give you an update. So yes, looks like these are just all radar indicated tornado warnings as we speak. We're gonna have to take a look at the extent of damage that has occurred over these areas, because these were large and dangerous tornadoes that have just occurred over areas in western Missouri. And so let's see, zooming into these areas, and looks like just outside the St. Louis metro area, there's also a severe thunderstorm warning in place. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Monroe and St. Clair counties, just outside of the St. Louis metro area. Wind hazards at 60-mile-per-hour winds. And this is a severe thunderstorm located over Columbia near Oakville Fountain, and it's moving at 55 miles per hour. So this is a pretty fast moving storm over St. Louis. Let's see if we can get this chaser feed to come in. It doesn't look like it's coming in. Let's see. It's pretty dark. Yeah, you can't really see what's going on there, but you can see that line of storms. Looks like there may be a signature of some strong winds there heading into parts of Illinois this evening. And overall, we're still watching these areas of rotation. So I'm going to put on this velocity. And thankfully, we do have those storms that have weakened, that did have 2 confirmed large and dangerous tornadoes on the ground. Doesn't look like we're seeing that at the moment. So let's take a look at the forecast over the next coming hours, just so you're ready. If you're anywhere from Kentucky to even parts of Tennessee, you're going to get in on the severe weather threat. And let's time it out for you. So as of 10 o'clock in an hour or so, you're going to see this line of storms move through this area. I think actually you're going to see it a little bit earlier than this is indicating. So southwestern Missouri, you're getting in on these storms now, but later on in the overnight hours, I would say maybe around midnight for parts of Kentucky to Indiana, you're going to get in on these storms moving in. These are pretty fast moving, so I wouldn't be surprised if this line comes in earlier. And then this will track into parts of the Northeast, let's say around 1 to 2 a.m. from there in western Kentucky to Indiana to even maybe parts of Memphis and parts of Arkansas as well. And then eventually this will push east. And really after this morning, you'll be pretty clear of the severe weather threat. But we do have several other days of severe weather that we're watching, as the SPC has highlighted these areas. So I want to show you these areas in our weather outlooks. And let's see if we can show that enhanced risk of severe weather is for today. So you're seeing that indicated, and that's where we're seeing all of our warnings, that line of storms moving through right now, and that's where we're seeing all of our tornado warnings at the moment. Also flash flood warnings in place there as well. So looks like we got a tornado warning here for, let's see, northern St. Clair County in southwestern Illinois. So that's what the area we were just looking at. So I'm going to turn off this weather outlook so you can see better. This is just right outside the St. Louis metro area. This is a newly issued tornado warning. They just issued it. And this is until 10:15 Central Daylight Time. So you have about 40 minutes on this warning. Nothing confirmed, but of course, there's an area of velocity that they're noting, and I wouldn't be surprised if they warned this area because of the gusty winds. Looks like there's a signature indicating some strong gusty winds are moving into this area, so seek shelter. You may see some straight light winds that are damaging, extensive straight line, and of course, this goes 50 miles per hour over this area, and these storms are pretty dangerous over this region. So giving you an update on this other tornado warning that goes until 9:45. So this is about to expire. I'm not seeing any areas of rotation with this particular storm. So it looks like they may expire this in the next coming minutes. And let's give you an update on what's going on in Perryville. Like I mentioned, nothing's on the ground anymore, at least as of right now. This was earlier a confirmed tornado, but now this is just a radar indicated tornado. This goes until 10 p.m. So you got about another 15 minutes on this tornado warning, moving at 40 miles per hour. And you may get some damaging winds with this particular storm system. And then this other tornado warning, I think, is going to be allowed to be expired at the 10 o'clock hour Central Daylight Time for southwestern Madison County. And it has been extended to a severe thunderstorm warning for 10:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. And this is for Bellinger County in Missouri, Perry County, and Cape County in southwestern Missouri. So overall, here's the big picture of where we're seeing our warnings right now. Looks like as of right now, we're not seeing anything on the ground in those areas. Let's take a look at what we're seeing on NWS. I want to make sure before we get off this live stream, give you the latest updates on what's going on there. It doesn't look like we're seeing any tornadoes on the ground as of right now. Doesn't mean you can't see more of this later on this evening. But overall, these dangerous tornadoes are gone for these regions in southwestern Missouri this evening. So let's see if we have any questions. Yeah, so these earlier were PDS tornado warnings. They're right now just radar indicated. So I just wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on with the severe weather threat, and that's why we chose to go live this evening. I hope this is helpful. Make sure if you're anywhere from Paducah, Kentucky to anywhere in western Kentucky to Indiana this evening, and maybe even parts of Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, and Arkansas, that you have your alerts on this evening. You may get some warnings overnight. This will track into those areas for the overnight hours. And thank you for tuning in. We'll keep you up to date on what's going on with the severe weather threat the rest of this evening. Have a great evening and stay safe.